Well, this morning we want to know what Democrats and Republicans have to say after last night's rally. Joining us live this morning, Senator Teresa Fedor and Josh Culling of the Lucas County Republican Party. Thanks so much for being with us this morning.
My pleasure.
Well, one of the things that we took away from this rally last night was President Trump said 2020 is going to be bigger and is already bigger than 2016. So how do Democrats address that? Thousands of people out there at the Huntington Center and even shut out of the rally last night.
Well, last night was electrifying, but serious. And I think it had a serious tone because of all the concerns they have. You know, he's made a lot of promises, and we're not seeing the results of those promises. So failed policies, broken promises. And I think they're concerned about the safety. You know, I just saw a poll this morning that said 55% of people don't feel safe. You know, what just happened 8 days ago, on top of being impeached 3 weeks ago, makes people question why all of a sudden we have an escalating situation in Iran and the Middle East.
And we're going to talk about Iran in just a second. But Josh, do you feel the same way, or do you agree with the president that this year is going to be bigger than in 2016?
I agree with Senator Fedor on the word electrifying. I mean, last night was amazing. 10,000 people filling Huntington Center with lines still snaking around downtown Toledo. I think it's notable that the president's first rally of 2020 happened in Toledo. I think in many ways it's ground zero for how a lot of his policies are working. Wages up, the stock market up, fair trade deals that even organized labor and Senator Sherrod Brown are supporting. So I think 2020 is going to be a big year. I think it's going to be a contentious year, but I think the president made a lot of great points last night as to why his policies are working here in Toledo.
All right, well, let's talk about Iran for just a second. There's a lot of war protests now we're covering happening around the country today. These protesters want the president to stand down on Iran. The president's saying that he's protecting America from a big terrorist and that Democrats are so blind with hatred for the president that they're refusing to see that. You guys in the House passed a war resolution yesterday limiting his powers. However, Presidents Bush, Clinton, and Obama all went after terrorists without congressional approval. So what do you see as the big difference here with President Trump?
What I see the big difference is that there are no facts. You know, when they had their briefing in Washington, there weren't enough real facts to prove what he's saying. And even last night, he indicated, or they indicated in the beginning, it was, you know, maybe one incident and maybe further, but the facts aren't, you know, really doling out here. So time will tell. But I think he's very reactionary. I think it has something to do with impeachment. I think he's scared about that. And we can put two and two together here, and we certainly don't want to have something escalate. And for President Trump, who said he wants to stop these endless wars, all of a sudden, you know, makes you wonder why he's escalating these instances in the Middle East.
Josh, but is the president's job to protect the people, or are you concerned that people even using the word war may affect his reelection here?
I think there's a couple important things here. First of all, it's pretty much consensus. This was an awful terrorist who killed thousands of Americans. As recently as 2 weeks ago, killed 1 American and wounded 4 of our service members. Second, the president killed him and got out. I mean, there's no protracted war here. We took care of one of the most evil men in the world. I think America's safer for it. And I think it was a good thing. And polling bears out that most of Americans agree.
All right, we're going to have much more with these two who have joined us here this morning coming up on our Fox 36 show after 7 o'clock. The president also shared some numbers on the economy and jobs. And of course, we're always looking to Toledo to see how our local situation is doing. So Tim's going to be asking you guys more questions at Fox 36. Chris?